now into the sit stay for the dog. We spoke on the first day, the first stage, about what our expectations should be when we ask a dog to sit, or tell a dog to sit. It should be that the dog sits and stays sitting until we give it a further instruction. It doesn't sit and then get up when it wants. It doesn't sit and then lie down or do anything else. If we're asking the dog to sit, the dog should sit and stay sit from now until eternity, unless it gets another instruction. So we're doing a big thing by asking a dog to sit whilst we walk away or leave it. So we need the dog to know that it is going to end and how it's going to end. Rather than the dog just deciding, do I sit here forever or what? Or is he going to tell me what I need to do? So we're going to introduce a release word. For me, I use the word free. So whenever the dogs are doing anything, if I say the word free, it means you can go and do whatever you want. So if we're doing it, if I take the dogs out for a walk and I heel them back to me, or call them back to me, I'll walk them to heel for a bit and I'll say free, and that just means go, run away, do whatever you want to do, sniff whatever you want to sniff. And in this instance, it's just going to tell the dog that she no longer has to sit and that she's free to do whatever she wants. That way she's not going to sit there thinking, what do I do now, how long does this go on for, and so on and so forth. And also along those kind of lines, we are expecting the dog to sit, we're not expecting the dog to fidget. While I was working on this last night, Fern started just daydreaming and looking around, and at one point she also lay down. So like I spoke about in the second video, she broke the sit, so I walked back to her, put her back in the sit nice and firmly, and then started all over again. There are going to be points. Yes, last night I was doing it and my wife walked in past the room, and Fern took her focus from me onto my wife. That's completely fine and normal. You might get it if you're out walking your dog and you sit her in a field. A crow might fly past, or another person or the dog might fly past. It's absolutely fine for the dog to see those other things and notice those other things, just like Fern noticed with my wife. But what we want is for her to look at them and go, yeah, there's mummy, I'm back with daddy now. Or, yeah, there's a crow, but I'm here with mummy. So we're going to sort of keep an eye on that behaviour but ignore it. And the second the dog puts her attention back to us, that's a reward, because she's seen and acknowledged there's something else there, but then she's put her attention back on us and she's waiting for our command. Whilst the dog's sitting around you, if for me, I'm happy for the dog to sort of switch off. I don't want the dog staring at me all the time. As long as she's with me and awaiting further instruction, I don't mind her relaxing as such. I don't want her lying down or getting lazy, but I'm not demanding that she sits there staring at me. So we're going to introduce now the release word, and that way the dog knows, has got clear expectation of what we're expecting while she's in the sit. So we'll do that. So remember a few quite important things. The dog's got to feel confident that she's not going to be attacked from predators or other dogs or other people. So we're doing it in the corner. We're telling the dog to sit. We're only taking 1 or 2 steps back. We're not going 100 meters. And what we're doing now is increasing the duration that we are away from the dog. When we're happy, we're not testing the dog, we're teaching the dog. When we're happy that we've taught her to wait for long enough, we're going to go back to the dog and then reward. We're not going to call the dog away from the sit to us. We're going to go back to the dog and reward. And even though we've rewarded, that's not a release cue, unless you want it to be. So the dog, we're expecting the dog to sit there. You can reinforce that with another sit, but the dog isn't released until we give it the cue. So in my case, it's free. You choose whatever word you want to choose. So we'll do one of them now. Sit. She's staring at me. I'm not being too intense with my staring. I'm looking at her and then I'm looking away every second or two, just so it's not becoming too intense and too aggressive for her. That's long enough now. I don't want to test her on teacher. So I'm going to go back in. Good girl. Good girl. Now that's not the release, so I expect it to stay sat. Good girl. Good girl. Here's a good girl. Here's a good girl. All the praise is nice and calm and relaxed. We don't want to build any energy up. We're trying to take away the energy from the situation and just allow it to relax. Good girl. So then we're going to give the release. Free. Simple as that. You might have noticed when I freed her, I did that with my hand as well. Your dog, for the first time, if you say free, won't know what free means, so you need to encourage her away from the sit and say free. I forgot to mention that, so I'll show that again. Sit. Good girl, good girl. Free. And that little movement just shows her that she can move away, she's following my hand and move away. So that's stage 3, introducing a release cue. And we're just going to keep working on that in the kitchen, and then we'll film another video, another progress or another step very, very soon. Thank you for watching me and Fern. Please give us a subscribe, a like, a share, and comment below with anything you've got for us.